Welcome back to Happy Hour, everyone. My guest today in the Diamond District has made some very bold and very ominous predictions on this show, and a few of them have come true. In particular, he predicted tax revolts and protests against the government for trying to take over a bigger and bigger part of our lives. He made those predictions right here in the Diamond District when we first started Happy Hour about 2 years ago. I was going to say 2 hours ago. Let's give Trends Research CEO Gerald Celente kudos for those predictions about the Tea Parties and the tax revolts and find out what is next for our country. Congratulations, you made those predictions. People can find them online, us talking about that. I mean, you didn't necessarily say Tea Party, that it was going to be called the Tea Party, but these tax revolts and the revolts against the bigger government led to creation of this movement called the Tea Party.
We called it the Coalition of the Cash-Strapped, and we said that back in 2007. So it was when Bush was president. We're political atheists. We don't say, we don't take sides on this. And this is just the beginning. You look what's going on. Everyone knows about the government debt. What is it, $42,000 per person? They're never going to pay it off. They're going to increase taxes. States, what are they? In fiscal 2011, that begins in July of this year, $200 billion in the red. They're going to raise taxes. This has nothing to do with right wing, left wing. As a Bronx guy, my saying is when people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And people are losing it. And these government officials seem not to either get it or care.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you talk about that, the people are mad against Democrats and Republicans, in particular Democrats recently, but the Tea Party movement is saying, look, we want fiscal conservatives. We want people to stop spending our money, our grandkids' money, well, our kids' money and then grandkids' money. Let's talk about health care because, this is big in the news right now. This is raising taxes. This is something that people, the majority of people, do not want and feel the government is intruding in their lives too much.
The merger of state and corporate powers, according to Mussolini, was called fascism. You look at what's happened to the let's get this clear, just to put it on the record.
Okay.
This is not a capitalistic society. It's over. Look at the bailouts, AIG, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Chrysler, General Motors, now health care. They're just taking another piece of the action. They took a piece of the education action. Look at the real estate market. Who's running the real estate show? If FHA wasn't giving out the loans, there'd be no real estate market. If Fannie and Freddie weren't backing them,
the Federal Reserve,
it wouldn't be there. Exactly.
The Federal Reserve just saying today that it's going to stop buying the mortgage-backed securities from Freddie and Fannie after it already owns countless billions and trillions. The government is the biggest mortgage maker out there.
And they're in the military business. You put them all together, they got the whole market wrapped up. I've narrowed down to what's going on in America into 6 simple words. Princeton, Harvard, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks. That's the business that they're in. And they're running the show.
So Wall Street is running Washington.
Wall Street's hijacked Washington. We all know the names and the faces. There was Henry Paulson. There was Robert Rubin. It's all the Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, banks, and bombs crew. And they're in control. They're taking over the country. And again, people are calling, this is nationalism. It's getting another piece of the action. What do they run that's efficient? I remember it began under Reagan. What was it? A nation at risk. They had a drug czar, an education czar, a czar for this, a czar for that.
Now they have a pay czar.
Exactly, and they run it into the ground.
So the people, the American public, what do they do about this? They see all this. They hear all this. They believe all this. What do they do?
That's the Tea Parties. That's the protest. We're forecasting a new third party, and not the Tea Party, in 2012. For a better name and an image that fits it, because it's going to grow like that, we're calling it the Internet Candidate. Someone's going to come out there with platforms and positions, not a personality, not a presidential reality show, real issues, because that's what people are about right now.
Yeah.
Because look, in life, things go up and down. I'm not a silver spoon guy. I know what it is to feel not to have a buck. Okay. And when you don't have an income coming in, and you're these kids graduating college, the college con, getting out with what, $50,000 in debt and no job.
So everybody
you think they're angry. Exactly. So it's from college kids up to retirees.
All right, Gerald Celente, folks. If you want to follow and hear more of what he has to say, he puts out this great newsletter. It's called the Trends Journal, so check it out. Thank you very much for joining me in the Diamond District. Good to see you again.